Hello and welcome. Today I have something for you. It is more something for card makers because I want to introduce you to my window cards, and they are really nice because you can look through the windows and you can put a light behind. Of course, an electric candle and not a usual candle. I use different dies and also embossing folders, and here I tried something new for me. I recycled a packaging box. It is a plastic box, and I colored the plastic with acetate with alcohol inks. I used a very small box, and of course I have now small pieces, and I used the colors from Stamperia and also from Ranger. These are alcohol inks, a yellow one, this one, and a blue one, and one from Ranger. The color is mushroom. I love this die and I use it very often for my window cards. And yes, of course you must pay attention because there are a lot of pieces inside the die, and you have to use a tool to get all these little things outside your die and also from the paper. Yeah, and you have of course this thing, and I embossed the black card. It was a watercolor paper, and I used this embossing folder. It is something from Sizzix, and I colored the embossing folder with distress oxide. And when you run it through your cutting machine, you have a nice result. You have now this little image from the poinsettias, and I can use now my little things, my colored window things, and put it behind my embossed area. In this moment I was thinking what I can do with my black paper, and I was thinking to color it with Nouveau embellishment mousse or with wax paste or something from Cosmic Shimmer. And I had also the possibility to have a contrast, to cut it again with a golden mirror cardstock. but what I will do and what I decide to do, you will see next. I use now a cardstock. It is a watercolor cardstock in black, and I put it underneath my die cut to color the die cut with this paint. It is a Cosmic Shimmer paint, and yeah, you have a sponge on the top, but yeah, now I see that the tool and my sponge are now separate. Of course, something like this can happen, and yeah, I think we had a very hot summer, and perhaps it was the reason, because now the things are separate and the glue is not working anymore. Yeah, and now I see that my paint is a little bit dry, and I use a little spritz of water on my paint, and now I can use my sponge and I can color my little die cut. And now you can see why I like this paint so much. Yeah, perhaps you thought this will now be pink, and of course pink, yeah, it is a nice color for flowers and something like that, but I am not a person who loves pink so much, but this is a very special paint. On black paper, the pink is now gold, and I like this gold shimmer very much. Now I paint the second die cut, and I use the backside of my embossed area on the black watercolor cardstock. And I thought I could use my cardstock, the front side, but now I see the nice structure and the color is so shimmery, and yeah, I like it, and I will do something with this. Yeah, I don't like it that the tool now is separate, and I thought I could glue it together, but now I will not glue them together. I can use the sponge separately and separate, and yeah, that is okay. And now you can see my plan. This is now my little die cut inside the window, and behind I want to put a little acetate, and it is a nice window. Now it is time to put everything together, and I use different dies. These are rectangle dies with the stitched frame. And yeah, I use different sizes because I made with one the frame for my for my base, and of course I used a die for my window, and this is now the right size for my window, and I show you that it fits very nice. And this is the next size. It is the smaller one, and yeah, I used it on my base. Here is a little mark on my white cardstock, and I don't like it so much, and I used another card and I made it again, but I don't want to throw this white cardstock away, and I want to find a solution for it, and I think you can put something over the white cardstock, and yeah, you can glue something on it and you won't see my little mistake. You can always put something over your little mistakes, and now you can't see anymore the little mark on the white cardstock, and my first card is finished. The green cardstock was very nice on the first card, and now I want to have something underneath my black window because there is so much space in white and I want to have a little more color, and the green cardstock fits very well to my alcohol inks in the window. And now I want to decide which dye I will use for my green cardstock. And here I see that the black cardstock is not tall enough, but that is not a mistake. I will have at the end a little space between the frame and my window, and you have some extra view through my card. And when you put a candle behind, an electric candle of course, that is a very nice effect. is time to put everything together. And now you can see that my green cardstock is a little bit smaller than on the first card, but on this card I had not to hide something, a little mistake. And yeah, I think you must not create the card in the same way. But here I can see now a little problem, because you can look onto my acetate, and I want to have now something to hide my acetate, and this is now what I will do. I know that this paper has not the perfect size, but yeah, I want to use my scraps, and I will cut it with my paper trimmer, and at the end you can't see that it was left over. Now I show you a little trick. There is the plastic thing on my guillotine, and I use it now to align my black paper. And when I cut it now, I have a perfect size for the frame for my white cardstock. And when you do the same on the other side, you have now both sides with the same centimeters. Here you can see that there is a little bit extra space on the top and also on the bottom, and the shine of an electric candle will shine through the card much better than through the first card. Now I want to make something different, because I don't want to make all the cards in the same way, and that is too boring for me. And now I decided to use my leftovers from the die cuts, and I have white rectangles, and now I want to glue my window onto the white rectangle. far it looks very nice, and I want to glue it now onto my white base, but now I think it is very white and I want to do something against the white paper. So I use Versafine, and it is a Shady Lane, and here is a stamp. It is a stamp from Funkelkram, an online shop in Germany, and I use it only in this frame area, because in the middle there will be my window. Yeah, and now I show you the rest of my stamp set, and I will use now a different stamp, and I'll use now a smaller one. I like these stamp sets from Funkelkram. They are very useful for cards and also for junk journaling. And for this window I use now a different corner tool, and I will glue now my window on my base. And when I glue it together, now you can see the big difference, and I think it makes a lot with your card when you have something behind. now I have an idea with my black cardstock. I told you before that I want to use it for a card, and now you can see the result. And yeah, I cut all things and put it again together, and now I have a little bit of a modern look, but I will change it again, and I will use leaves and something else, but you will see it now. The gold one in the top left corner is an bracelet from Tim Holtz, and the leaves are stems. I stamped it on the paper and fussy cut it and glued everything on the paper. And these are now the final results of my window cards, and I used a little light behind my windows. You can see that there are no sentences on my cards, and I don't want to do it now because I am not sure if I will use these cards for a journal, an album, as a simple greeting card, or perhaps a Christmas card. And yeah, you can use it in many ways. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope to see you soon again. And it would be very nice when you subscribe to my channel, and perhaps you can write a little comment, and that would make me very, very happy. Yeah, have a nice day, be creative and have fun.